Hello. Hi. Hey, Asia. Hey.
Hi.
Welcome, guys. Come on in.
Hey, guys.
Welcome to the reality recap.
Well,
You finna been lit tonight.
It's already lit.
I was actually reading because I'm the type of blogger who likes to actually read their comments, even though I have a lot of followers. And some people was really trying to get at me, but we're going to get to that.
I saw you just posting your stories. I was like, uh-oh.
I be wishing, like, yo, I wish these people could pull up. Like,
hey, guys.
Hey, Pisces girl. So wait, before we even get into like Love and Hip Hop New York and Alexis Sky being on Medicaid, well, the baby being on Medicaid, I had to get corrected. Lots of like, I'm clapping back in the comments. I was a big ass block party tonight, Beef Alert. So yeah, I was listening to your podcast, and you know, the Little Miss Entertainment podcast comes out every Monday, and she was talking about her trip to Mexico. Have you heard about the thing going on in Mexico? It's like blacking out or something. There's like stories on it. There's like people, so like say like people are getting like drinks from certain parts of Mexico, and then it's like, it could be like one, like, I don't know, margarita or something, and then they black out and they wake up, and there's stories like this one guy was like, oh, I woke up and I was in the hospital. Or there's a family trying to get justice for their daughter because the daughter had a drink and then she drowned or something. I'm like, what the hell is going on?
Yeah.
Like,
it's called tinted alcohol. I think that's what it's called.
Yeah, there's a name.
And it's like they do something to the alcohol. You know, if you guys have been to an all-inclusive resort, it's all you can drink, all you can eat. Like, it's not like
Yeah.
see like behind the bar what they have. And like Lala said, I seen a special. They did like a whole ABC thing on it, and the girl, like, she went down there on vacation. She ended up drinking something and just like completely blacked out. Then she passed away. She drowned. So it's like,
that's crazy. That makes me like, if you go out of the country, because I was listening to you and like awesome, and how he's being extra careful when y'all went to Mexico, and he was like, there's people trying to help with the bags. I'm like, nah, we got this. Our taxi right there.
Yeah.
And someone's like, hey, you want this drink? Nah, I'm good. Like, exactly. Like, because you never know. What was the movie he said he watched too much of? Was it Taken? Yo, but I feel him on that. Was that the same movie where they're at some hotel and the guy barges right in? Or no, was that a different movie?
Well, I seen the first Taken, and it's the girls that like kind of being silly, and they get playing. I think they were in Europe, and it was the guy like was like, "Oh, I'll take you where you need to go," and it was took.
Nah,
they was gone. The dad had to come get them.
Just like on Criminal Minds, yeah.
Yeah.
And then there was some other movie, I can't think of it. The guy and the woman and the guy was messing around, and then they didn't lock the door, and someone barged in on them. Because of watching that movie, I always make sure I lock doors. I mean, duh, you should lock your door. But anyway, but yeah, let's just get right to Love and Hip Hop New York and talk about Alexis Sky, who I was like really confused. That's why I posted the thing I posted. I was like, oh, Alexis Sky's on Medicaid. Like, mind you, I don't have kids. I don't know much about Medicaid. I know it's supposed to be like some government assistance type of, obviously, health insurance, right?
Yep.
And then I assume us taxpayers are paying for it. Well, she's a taxpayer too. But I was trying to understand. So I'm like, oh, like Alexis Sky's on Medicaid with like question marks. And then I said, Mona Scott needs to start paying her soap opera stars a little more, and with like health insurance, because I don't know what's going on. And it's like Alexis Sky says on the show, she's like, oh, I don't need Fetty Wap's, you know, I'm not going to put him on, what is it called?
Child support.
Child support. I'm not going to put him on child support because I got money. I got my own money, yada, yada, yada. But then like in the same breath, then she's explaining how the baby's on Medicaid. So I was just really confused because she's always talking about her bags. Yeah. So
it does confuse me. I understand That was by that too. And I know I saw somebody in your comments was like, it's based on debt to income ratio, which I can understand that. But if your debt to income ratio is Louis Vuitton versus your baby having Medicare, I need you to not have the Louis Vuitton and you pay for your insurance for your child, because there's other kids out there that do need to utilize those benefits.
Exactly. That's why I was like, am I missing something? Yo, there was people in my comments like, oh, this one girl, and she unfollowed me because she called me a bum-ass blog, and she was like, oh, these bum-ass blogs hating and yada yada. First, why? How am I hating? Hating on what? Like, I don't have a kid. I don't have anything to hate on. I'm good. I'm like, hating on what? I'm like, it's a legit question. I don't understand why Alexis Sky's baby is on Medicaid and she's claiming she has all these bags. Am I missing something? Or if that's Fetty Wap's kid, supposedly, why isn't Fetty Wap helping? It's just like a bunch of messiness. So I was like legit confused. And there's like hella people coming at me. So I told the girl, I was like, well, you can unfollow this bum ass blog. And she was like, I am. I'm like, bye. Like, and then her comment ain't there anymore. Yeah, delete that shit because I was about to block you anyway. Oh yeah,
I hear
supposedly the baby's a preemie or something, or yeah.
If she needed the assistance because the type of brain surgeries that she was saying, if anybody knows about like having that type of surgery, brain surgery, especially for an infant, especially for a baby that's in the NICU, I'm sure that all of that was very expensive. Good point, Mikey. They might have been bags, but don't be flossing. She said in her green screen, I make my own money. I take care of my kids. I don't need any money from Fetty Wap. But then on the flip side, you're saying you're getting government assistance. It's like a contradictory statement. So I get that. All of that with her baby and the brain surgeries, may God bless that baby. Hope everything is...
Yeah, it's sad. It's like a miracle baby. She said the baby was like a pound.
Go on these shows for us to critique these shows, and then they don't like to be critiqued. Like, it's like, if you don't want that to be part of your storyline, then don't have that as part of your storyline. You made it a purpose to say that you was on Medicaid. Wouldn't nobody know you was on Medicaid, darling, if you ain't say that.
And then I'm like, did she just give it away?
Yeah.
And then someone pointed out a good point. They was like, oh, maybe that's why Fetty ain't claiming her, so she can get on Medicaid because the medical bills be expensive as hell. I'm like, that would be smart. But then it's not smart that she blasted her own self.
Exactly.
When so Misha pointed out, where to go? Because I want to talk about, you can have money and still get that if your job don't give you insurance. And that I wasn't trying to clown her with the fact of being on Medicaid, because there are people out there that really do need it and they're not getting it, or they're on some type of wait list or something, like they're just getting jerked around. But that was the point of me saying Mona needs to pay her soap opera stars and pay them in health insurance, because it's a job, right? They're acting, halfway acting, whatever you want to call it.
And
like, I wasn't trying to make fun of her. It was like a legit, like, I'm confused.
And Lala and I are both from Jersey, and I'm assuming that she's living in Jersey right now. And in New Jersey, all kids have health care. It don't matter if you're rich, poor, or whatever. All children are covered under health care. It's the fact of the matter that she was trying to spark the conversation to say she was on Medicaid. Like,
But then you rocking furs and you all like, oh, I'm signs and this and blah, 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 blah. It's like, come on, man. Nah. I would never make fun of someone being on Medicaid. I didn't say anything's wrong with it. I was just confused as to why she's stunting, like, in one scene, but then it's like, oh, my baby's on Medicaid. I'm just like, wait, what? Like, so, I don't know.
listening to Joe Budden podcast, and one of the hosts, Maul, was talking about how people was clowning A Boogie because they seen him in economy on a commercial flight. At least he keeping it real with himself. Like, he ain't fronting like, I'm not driving, I'm not flying private. I think Mikey just said it in a few comments ago. Like, it's those checks, like, them people don't make what we think they making just because they on TV. Like,
but she's fronting like she is. That's the thing. Like, just be real about it. You get what I'm saying? Like, maybe they give her a wardrobe to, like, borrow. Maybe those aren't her clothes.
Yeah.
But she really be on here like, oh, I got bags, I got this. So I was like, okay, but I guess she's not about that life. Ain't nothing wrong with it. But, like, come on. Like, girl.
Anywho.
And Fetty Wap always throwing out cash and stuff, but he still ain't claiming the baby. How she was explaining, she was like, oh, Fetty Wap was there during the birth, but he ain't signed the birth certificate. He still ain't taking a DNA test. I'm just like, girl. Then she talked about, she brought in Solo Lucci because everyone thinks it's his baby. And she's like, it's not his, and that he's just trying to, I don't know, use her name, so I guess he can like get 15 minutes of fame. I don't know. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm over that storyline already because Fetty Wap, to me, in my personal opinion, from being from Jersey, he was like our next up. Like he was like a big deal. Like it was like Jersey on the map. So I feel like he could be doing more than what he's doing.
Yeah.
For her, it's kind of like, I forget if it was Charlemagne on the Breakfast Club. It was like, why are you having kids with these guys that got 1 million kids with 1 million girls that they ain't with? Like, why are you still having these kids with these guys?
Exactly. Were we talking about this last week?
I think so.
And I was, yeah. How they quick to be like, oh, you going to be my next baby mama, but ain't wifing nobody up. They just nutting and everybody and having kids.
Mm-hmm. And think
he has hella kids. I lost track.
And think their circumstances is going to be different. And I didn't catch it. Maybe y'all could keep me straight in the comments. When she was running around and they was zooming in on the paperwork, that wasn't paperwork for a DNA test, right? That was just paperwork for, because they were supposed to meet in the studio, and then she went in the studio. She was by herself. She took her fur coat off. Then she put her fur coat on. Then she left out. I'm like, what was that about? Like, what was she doing?
Stunting for the cameras.
Jesus.
Awesome said ladies low-key like drama. Some ladies do. I'll agree with that. They do. Because if you find, I've noticed some ladies, they'll have like the perfect guy, but then they'll be like, oh, he's boring. I need to get me like a hood dude. Because they want the excitement. They want the thrill. They want some drama in their life to spice it up. Stick to the boring guy, ladies.
I don't want nobody that doesn't have a track record of ever being committed in a relationship. I would rather take a guy that divorced his wife than a guy that got 6 babies' mom. At least I know he is.
Exactly.
His life.
I'm not even sleeping with a dude that I know, and everyone knows Fetty Wap's business because he's a celebrity. But like, come on. It's like, why are you even sleeping with him to begin with? Knowing, and then without a condom, without protection, are you crazy?
Yeah. Like
knowing that he sticks any and everything that moves, like, come on. Y'all gotta do better.
Listen, a shitty guy is a shitty guy. You're right, if they born or not.
Yeah.
But if you want to have the odds in your favor,
exactly. Date the boring dude.
Yeah, you better take the lesser of 2 evils. She wanted a hood until that was funny. I seen that.
Man.
Can we talk about Kimbella and Jewels?
Yeah.
Lord. Okay.
And I hope Fetty comes out with like new music. Because like you said, he was like doing it for Jersey. Because I felt like before him, it was like, who? Joe Budden, Pump It Up?
Yeah. It really.
Because I'm like, damn, ain't nobody really been as big coming out of Jersey since Joe. I mean, you got Fat Boy SSE. He does like music and stuff. But like, I mean, like big. Like it's been like since Joe, I guess.
I really was on the Fetty Wap bandwagon. I saw Zoo Gang. What's his friend Remy?
Remy Boys?
Yeah, Remy Boys. I was with it.
One guy like kicked out the group.
This is what's up. I just need these guys to focus on the music and not be caught up in this kind of like shenanigans.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then she went to the studio to meet up with him. He wasn't even there.
That's what
like, girl, you keep getting played. He don't want you anymore.
The production needs to be ashamed for that. Wasting the money of everybody's time for her to come into the studio, look around, see it wasn't nobody there, put her coat back on, and walk out the studio. I was like, oh, they're doing a lot this season. I was like, that was the most right there.
Hot mess. Like, she needs to interact more with the cast. Like, they're just focusing on her solo storyline. I'm just like, all right, you can't keep using the baby and the Fetty thing for, like, the entire season, but that is her storyline. Because ain't no Masika. Who's she going to beef with? No, yeah. Masika's not here.
Because I see, Sin's not with the shit. Sin's on the show. She's happy.
Sin just trying to get some D from her man.
That's it. She's just like, My man just signed the big check, okay? She's like, I ain't worried about all of this. I just needed to, get more exposure so I can sell my new by sin or whatever her shop stuff is. She's playing that right. She's getting all the coins. She's getting the Pretty Little Things bag, the Fashion Nova bag. She's getting the...
But why was people trying to play them? Because Twitter be with a bunch of haters, though, but it'd be entertaining. They was like, Joe probably got a rented house, just like Stevie J and Jocelyn.
They better Joe's getting that bag. He's getting all the coin. that Spotify check, that was probably like, I would say an 8-figure check. He's getting the coins.
Wait, who awesome? Who's Russ? Russ who?
Oh, Russ is the, is he white? I think he's white. The rapper. He's kind of like melodic. Awesome's actually right. He's low-key the biggest artist from New Jersey. He's the one who bought his mom a house. Yeah, let me see if I can pull up Russ. Yeah, he's
I'm not doing that.
He produces. This is what I think we had this conversation before here. I don't know how to consume music anymore, y'all. But like the new age people, they all like download off of like Tidal and Spotify and Apple Music. He's one of those like internet from SoundCloud. Yes, you're right. Awesome. He super is. Let me see.
Oh, okay. It says he's from Sea Caucus. He live in Georgia now.
Yeah.
I never heard of him.
He's got 2 followers. That's right.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah.
So he's like a new rapper or something?
He's like from that SoundCloud era. Yeah.
That's why I'm lost. I was like, who?
Yeah. No, he actually.
But so you want to talk about Kimbella?
Girl. Kimbella. First of all, they try to copy and paste the man DC's going to jail with Yandy's storyline and insert in Kimbella. I never want to see anybody go to jail. Like that to me is heartbreaking. She made a good point this evening in one of her like voiceover scenes about like the epidemic of the Black family being broken up because the father is pulled from the family from going to jail. I've been boisterous about
But he did that to himself, though.
He honestly did. But this is the thing. Like how he's on house arrest, I do believe that there is other types of rehabilitation for people that are not like murderers or, all that outside of jail. If that makes sense. I feel like there's something that should be in between jail and somebody breaks the law than putting them and locking them down. I do feel like that. But if he is on house arrest and he is going to have to pay his time, I do feel like, I don't know exactly where their storyline is going. I want to see what the drug addiction plays as a role. That seems like what's going to happen next week. But I feel like her beefing with Yandy, it seems so like unnecessary.
That's boring.
Yeah, like it's exactly.
So Kimbella's still mad from whatever happened the previous season before the last season, right?
Yeah.
That's when Mendice's baby mamas was on there, and then she pulled up to some child party, and then some drama happens. I don't know. She explained it tonight, and then Yandy was like, "Oh, girl, you still mad about that?" First of all, I'm just tired of Yandy. They didn't even dig into her storyline yet with the adoption and everything. I thought that might have been faked, but people was like, "Oh no, that's real. She's been posting it for months on her Instagram and stuff like that." So I'm like, "Oh, okay."
Yeah.
But
I felt like last season when Kimbella ran up on the baby's moms at the kid's birthday party, and then they was lying about it on the season finale, the reunion. I was like, Kimbella, she looked crazy when they was filming that. You came there with your hair, pulled back with your sneakers. Any other time you all done to the nines to the kid's birthday party. That whole the kids not seeing each other thing between Erica, Sam, and Yandy, that irked my soul last season because then Yandy did the interview on the Breakfast Club and was like, I just wanted to like go off camera and cry and be like, can we all just get the kids together? Yeah, you could have did that on camera.
Yeah.
Like, you want a whole lot.
Something about Yandy just seems a little fake to me. Like, I liked her in the beginning, like when Chrissy and Jim Jones was on there, because then I thought Chrissy used to treat her bad. Because I thought Yandy was doing a good job doing her job, you know, like she was working with Jim and everybody. But then as the seasons like progressed, I was just like, she's annoying now. Like, I'm over her storyline. And now that Mendeece's locked up, it's like I feel like they're trying too hard to keep her relevant on the show. And they're like pulling all this random stuff. And I'm like, nah, man, like get her off. We don't care. But I'm glad that Kimbella and Juju are going to address the whole marriage thing. Because you know how she wasn't actually legally married. So I can't wait for that episode.
You thought that was like, you contradictory. You talking about me holding things and you didn't tell nobody that you didn't legally sign your marriage papers. I was like...
Exactly.
Like, she said it.
Oh, man. But how do you feel about the whole thing? Because obviously it seems like they're not going to be friends. I mean, I don't know. Because Kimbella seems like she just can't get over it.
I think they're friends, and they talk on the phone and their kids play together.
You think so?
Yes.
Oh. Yes. Well, script-wise, for the soap opera.
But I think they're friends right now.
Yeah, they could be. But how do you feel about, supposedly that's your friend, but then she was like whole mad about like the whole birthday post. She was like, oh, she did this post on Instagram at night, but she didn't call me.
Listen.
Like, would you be mad at your friend if they just posted on Instagram? It's kind of like they're showing off. So like, you could paint a picture like, oh, we're good friends. But then out of social media, like, you didn't text me, you didn't call me, you know my number. Like,
I have lived that in real life. And not to say that I'm a superstar, but as my popularity grew and I got more solidified in my career, you start to see who tries to attach themselves to you based off of that because it's beneficial to you. So I had a falling out with somebody and I hadn't spoken to them in years. And that, like, I kept seeing, like, on my birthday. It was on my birthday. And you know how you get tagged in something and you could see, like, oh, 300 people like this post. And I was like, who reposted me? And it was this person I had a falling out with. And I'm like, don't do that. Don't do that.
For attention.
My podcast is popping. You want to post me now and be like, hey, you know, we go back. Nah. Don't do that.
Nah, you wasn't with me shooting in the gym. Exactly. Fall back.
The whole gap of years that I had spoken to this person. But you know what? I didn't even address it with that person because I feel like when you've ascended to a certain level, certain people know, they already know what it is. And if you've ever seen or heard or done, y'all know who's in my circle. So if you've seen that randomly, they gonna be like, where you come from? But I have that. I have 100%.
My like real friends, I don't even need to post on Facebook and on Instagram or post their pictures. I mean, it is nice to do that to show off, but the first thing I do is I'll text them and I'll also call them on their birthday. Yes. And then if they're busy, I leave the voicemail like, bitch, you know, that stupid and shit.
Yes.
And then an additional, exactly, hype them up. But the additional thing is to post on social media. That's not the only thing for me with my real friends. So I'm just like, yeah, I don't know. She just Yandy come off a little shady to me, but, you know, I don't know her in real life. I'm just judging off of Mona's soap opera. That's, like, we're all viewers, so we're all watching this unfold. How do you feel about Juju, Annalise, and Jonathan? Jonathan's mad with Juju.
The thing is, I don't think that outside, let me just put this. I have been watching Juju and Cameron on social media before they Love and Hip Hop relationship. So if you guys don't know, Cameron is a legit entertainment producer, director. Like, he has produced a lot of like our hood classic favorites. I think he has an executive producer on Paper Soldiers. Like, Cam's been in the business for a long time, and he's had Juju along with him. With that being said, they've never been very public about what's going on internally in their relationship. So I'll just say that. So for them to be like, oh, thank you, Awesome, Paid in Full. for everybody in their circle to be like, well, you kind of withhold things, you kind of move in silence. I feel like they always have moved in silence. Now, if Jonathan feels like he had developed a friendship with Juju, and he feels like, hey, we's about to go get this bag, and you went and got the bag and brokered the deal without me, I think he is justified in what he was saying.
Yeah.
But the rest of the friends are trying to spin as Kimbella was like, you got to earn her trust. Nah, not when it comes to the bag. Like,
that seemed like it was some type of business, some shady thing that went wrong.
Exactly.
Yeah. Like, I think he said it was a radio show, and it seems like it might have been his idea, and they were supposed to do it together. And because this is why you don't open your mouth to just anyone, he told her the idea, and she just ran away with it and took it as her own, and then got paid for it and got the bag, and just left him. But
yeah,
I don't know.
But Kimbella's messy for running back and going to tell Yandy. I'd be like, yo, you can't tell nobody nothing without them running back. That was messy.
I feel like production be on the outside, like, now go back and tell her, go back.
Exactly. They be looking
because production be just as messy. Like, that's how Chrissy used to get pissed in the beginning season. She's like, I don't want to be in the room with a certain person. And it's like they're trying to put us all together. It's like, I don't want to see her. But they do that for the drama. Man, I wish she could come back. Chrissy and Jim.
Oh, Chrissy would set it off.
Even Tahiri.
If Chrissy, Emily B, and who was I just about to say? If Chrissy and Emily B came back on, and Samaya Reese, that would be a whole thing. That I really thought Samaya Reese was gonna be on this season. Like,
she glowed up a lot. I follow her.
I love her. She's
getting the bag too.
Yep.
Her like slim detox tea or something. She's getting paid now.
Yep.
Olivia, remember she used to be on there?
Yep.
And then I'm trying to think, was there anyone else? No.
I feel like...
Can't believe Rich is still on there. But yeah.
Girl. Rich. I can't.
I don't know. I'm like, was there anything else? They didn't show any Safari or anything. Oh, I love the intro, by the way. I feel like they're changing up the intros. At one point, Love and Hip Hop wasn't even putting any of the guys in the intros. Remember, it would be all about the chicks?
Yeah.
And I used to be like Stevie J, for instance. He was probably like the biggest guy on like the franchise, I would say. And then I'm like, why don't they add him on the intros? And eventually they started to. And I was like, oh, they're adding guys now. Now they're doing the couple thing. Yeah. So I think that's kind of cute. Yeah.
Super cute. I think that is good that Joe and Sin Santana worked out their little issue. Because I love them. I low-key love them.
He's taking her to Cabo. He's like, I took a week off and everything. I was like, he knows better.
Yeah.
Was he like 13 years older? Like, come on. You got to keep up, Joe.
Joe's out here glowing up, but I just want to put this out here. Y'all see how they got a full king-size bed in their baby's nursery? So if they need to take a nap, they can take a nap in the baby's nursery.
I was looking at that. I was like, is that their room?
No, that ain't their room. That's the baby's room with the king-size bed in it. I was like, oh, okay. Y'all got beds. Y'all got bedroom rooms.
Spare rooms. Extra spare rooms. Like, damn. So, I know you don't watch, like, Real Housewives of Atlanta, which I actually wanted to watch this season, and I haven't been checking it out. I think it comes on Sundays. I don't know if you guys watch that. But there's this whole thing with Shamari DeVoe, the singer who used to be in Black, and she's married to Ronnie, who's from Velvet DeVoe in New Edition, and she was talking about. Did you see the clip? She was
because I wanted to see what.
Oh, you watched the whole episode?
Episode that just came on, so I could see what was going on.
So why she even? I heard that she told Ronnie's mom, she was talking to Ronnie's mom about their open relationship and how they both step outside their marriage. And I'm like, why would you talk to your mother-in-law about that? Awkward. And then she also opened up to the girls, like with Nene Leakes and all them, and was like gossiping kind of and like talking more about it. Like, oh, I was bi-curious. And I was like, no.
Yeah.
Like, you talking too much.
Yeah. And her husband, they were like playing Two Truths and a Lie or something like that. And they were like, who's ever had an open marriage? And she stood up and put both hands and then like kind of just spilled the tea to the whole group. I didn't see anything about the mom. I didn't see his mother, but maybe the mom was at that party that they were at. Y'all can keep me straight in the comments. But he definitely laid her. He put his foot down like, yo, everything is not for everybody to know. And I was like,
he was tight.
God, like I just feel like people want to be on these shows so bad that they will expose every aspect of their relationship. If you have enough things going on in your business life, I will take Candy, for example. Candy be on tour. She be having her sex toys. She be doing this. She be doing that. She could have a whole storyline and not ever talk about her marriage and still be on that show. Now that it's like a housewives kind of thing, yeah, you should be married, but it should be about you as a person. I.e., don't put yourself in your marriage and just become somebody's wife, and that's all you are in your life. But
I feel like it's like overshare. A lot of couples do that on these shows.
Absolutely.
Talking too much.
That's not for everybody to know. And I think as a husband, he actually did that in front of the cameras the best way that he possibly could, because he really let her know, like, we're supposed to be a unit. This was not for everybody to know. And I need you to know that you shouldn't be spreading our business like that. I was like, okay.
He didn't want Shamari to do the show, so why is he even on the show? I'm so surprised. I'm about to switch and go to the other shows. Like, for example, I know Fabulous didn't want Emily B doing Love and Hip Hop when she was on Love and Hip Hop. And was he even on the show?
Who, Fab?
Yeah.
Yeah, he was on there twice.
But didn't really have speaking lines, though. That's the thing. Like, that's not his thing. So I don't know why, if Ronnie didn't want Shamari to be on the show, why did he agree to even speak on the show? You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They could have had the camera show him, and he could have just refused, like, I'm not doing this. But, yeah, she probably won't be back after the season.
I feel like they got the coins a little bit. I feel like she don't really need to do that show, but...
Yeah.
Wrong. I ain't count nobody's bank account, but I would feel like they're financially well off enough that she can do that show.
He doesn't need that for his image. Like, you good. Like, you a New Edition.
Well, you know,
come on.
They got their own issues. There is no New Edition anymore. It's like Ralph Tresvant and Johnny Gill go on tour, and then the rest of the guys go on tour. So...
It's still New Edition to me. I'm like, y'all always got issues.
They are New Edition, but they got their own issues, and they be beaten in the media themselves, so they don't need no extra on top of that.
He said he agreed because she said it wouldn't be personal. What? Let me see what I read, because I didn't watch the episode, but I was reading and I was like, ooh. So she said she's the one who initiated the open marriage, and he said he had no problem with it. As long as she's not with another man, which I don't think is fair. Because she said she slept with 2 women, but then he slept with about 10. Jeez. How is that fair? So she can sleep with women, but not men, but you can bang a bunch of women. I would have straight up told him, like, no, you could be with men, but not, no, I'm just kidding. But you see, like, that's just not fair, though. Like, open marriage, if you open, that's open.
Yeah.
I don't get it. I mean, not my relationship. And she said something like she knew her marriage couldn't make it long term if they continued to entertain others. So that's when she ended the open marriage thing, and realized the grass wasn't greener on the other side. But I guess she was like interested in some chick because she was like bi-curious, did her thing, got over it, and I guess now they don't do it anymore.
Yeah.
And she's like, oh, I'm not ashamed of my past choices and blah, 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 blah. But yeah, it seems like they've been through a lot. She said she met him when she was like 21 years old. So there's a lot of things that she wasn't able to get out of her system.
Yeah.
So that's why when they got married, she was like, oh, I'm bi-curious. I never tried this. And she's like, well, that's why I went to him and said, can we have this open marriage so I don't like cheat on him? So I don't know how I feel about that. I mean, I guess it's good that she didn't just go outside of her marriage and cheat. Like he agreed.
Yeah.
The whole thing's weird.
A lot of times out here, and you guys, if there's, there's men in here, but if you guys, the men want to answer, a lot of times men don't feel like if their woman wants to be bi-curious, if they're cheating with another woman, that's cheating. If they want to sleep with another woman, I shouldn't. That's not.
They don't look at it as cheating.
They don't look at it as cheating. But if it is a man, they definitely look at it as cheating. I mean, is it cheating if somebody is sleeping with somebody regardless of their sex, the opposite sex? Let me know in the comments.
But what happens if you start actually, because you know how they say women catch feelings and stuff, what if she was bi-curious, for instance, and then she started really liking the woman and wanted to be with the woman, but then you married?
I've seen that.
Don't some people start like, I don't know, there's probably people out there that actually leave their spouse, right? Like with the threesome things, the open marriage. I don't know, it seems a little sticky. It's like you're introducing other people into your marriage. What if you start actually liking that other person more than your spouse?
Yeah, I know a couple of people that the female went into the relationship, even marriages, as heterosexual, and they leave, and they're like, no, I'm lesbian. And the guy is like, oh, shoot, like, cheating to me is cheating. I think somebody just said that in the comments. Like,
yeah,
if to your point, Lala, if the girl just leaves, doesn't matter if it was a man or a woman, they left. So, I think it's cheating. That's my personal opinion.
That's crazy. There's a lot of weird shit. You got swingers out there. You got open marriages.
While we're on marriage, let's talk about Black Love.
Oh, okay, yes, the doc before, because we always, every single week, we be like, we ain't talking about Black Love doc. I'm gonna let you, I haven't been watching. The only one I watched was like that episode when Tina was talking about, I guess, how she met, her now husband.
Yes.
And that was a long, is it still on? I don't know what's going on with it.
That was the season finale, actually, but we can go back and talk about it really quickly. Two of my favorite couples was, I always call him Randall, but that's his name on This Is Us. Sterling K. Brown and his...
He was on there?
Yes.
I love him and his wife. He reminds me of the TV wife, too.
Yes. Him and his wife, their story was super strong. They talked a lot about being in college. They met in college, and a lot of people wanted to know, like, how she felt about his newfound success and supporting him in his success, because she is an actress herself. They both were...
Oh, I didn't even know that.
Yeah, she's been in smaller roles, but his success obviously took off with This Is Us, and then he was in Black Panther, and, he's got a movie out pretty soon. I forget what movie, but he's got a lot going on right now. Like, for certain stars, when they break out, they break out. And he always said, like, what she loved about him is that he is always himself. No matter what, even when he was, like, pursuing her in college, she kind of dissed him for another guy, which was, like, a super cute little story that they told on the show. And he was upset she was pledging. I think she's AKA. And he was bending over backwards while they were rushing, and he was letting her pledge girls in his room and stuff like that. And then she ended up kind of playing him for a guy. And then he was really serious. Like, he was like, no, you're not just going to diss me. And that's how she knew that she loved him. She was like, I fight to get him back. And so that was a cute storyline. I really like that. But going back to, like, supporting the man within his success, I think it was a important message. What I liked about it with them is that your marriage comes before the fame, which I was like, amen. Somebody say it again and again and again. She was like...
Because some people get famous and forgot where they came from and forget their spouse.
Exactly.
And get a whole brand new woman.
That was kind of their story. And then Sean King, who is an activist, they were on that season with his wife, and he was talking about, his line of work and putting his wife having to, stand by him. So if you guys aren't familiar with Sean King, you should definitely follow him on Instagram.
His Twitter's lit, yeah.
Twitter is lit. You're right. His Twitter's probably more lit than his Instagram, but he is what I would call a resource when it comes to social issues. So if I really want to know what's going on, like when the young boy in the Bronx got beat up and killed at the bodega, Sean King was on it. And he don't just report on it. He'd be like, call the cops, have the senator out there. He calls the congressman to be like, no, y'all need to go X, Y, and Z. So he's like one of those people that I feel as a resource. And he was just, yes, Junior. You're right. Say his name. You're right. Make it recognized. But he was talking about his wife, and then she supporting him through all of that. And then D.L. Hughley and his wife. He was talking about, he was talking about all his cheating. Yeah, and how they had to get through that. And then, so D.L. Hughley, he was talking about the social issues of raising a son. His son has, it's been so long. I think he has like Asperger's disease or autism, something, one of those diseases. I don't want to, please don't quote me on that. It's something along that lines. And then he was talking about, you know, raising a son in a marriage that has a disease like that he doesn't necessarily always know what's going on, and him being a young Black man and being fearful of, you know, his son having a social disorder and getting into a confrontation with a cop and not understanding and being killed. I get goosebumps talking about it right now. And I was like, shoot, that's so real, because these young men are getting killed because, you know, they're putting their hoodies up. They're walking away from the cop. They're playing in the park. A kid that really has just like a social disorder might think a cop is playing, and the cop don't think that he's playing and shoot him.
Yeah.
It was really real this year, and the topics that they were talking about. But Tina and her husband, shoot, I forget what his name is, but
I forget his name.
His daughter is an actress too. So Beyonce's stepsister is an actress, and they talked about how they were friends. Bianca's her first name, and Beyonce. Oh,
yeah, Bianca Lawson. Yeah.
Yes. And Richard, that's his name. Richard was friends with Matthew and Tina.
Oh, yeah, I do. I did see that part, yeah.
Yes. And he was like, you know, it just was always just a friendship. The girls got along. They must have been on a couple of different TV shows together. And just like small acting gigs. And then when Tina went through the divorce with Matthew, she was kind of like, you know, in her funk and her depression. And her girlfriends were like, we're going to go back to Houston and we're going to hang out with Richard. And she was like, I don't want to hang out with Richard. And she ended up hanging out with him, and they ended up getting married. So I was like,
see that guy? You never know who's lurking in the background.
Yeah.
He's just been around in the background and now married to her. That's crazy.
Yep. You never know. So Black Love Doc is really, really cool. The producer and director are married. Their names are Tommy and Cody, and I didn't know that. They just gave birth to twin girls, I think. Aww. They had a baby, but they had a small child, and now they just gave birth to twins. So they go on live a lot. The Instagram page is Black Love Doc, just spelled out like that. And they do like random pop-ups, but really good like love advice, relationship advice, how to like stay strong in a marriage. It just really is like a good franchise. I know they had some issues with, what does that come on? What's OWN? They had some issues with like, I guess like the production or whatever, but I hope to see that come back. I like to see I like to see the relationships, because I like to see the real side of people, you know? Yeah. Not what
he probably was always meant for her. Yeah. And then they give really good advice too. Like if you're the relationship type, how to be in like a long, you know, marriage, long-term relationship. They talk about the hurdles they've gone through. And then it's just all types of really good advice on how to deal with like love, your spouse, and everything like that. So I like watching those type of things.
Yeah.
Was Tia or Tamara on this one? Because I know they were on, I don't know how many seasons deep they're in. But they were on one of the seasons. Did they come back?
First season. There's 3 seasons in now. This is the 3rd.
Oh, 3, okay.
Yeah. No.
Were they on the new one?
No, yeah. I don't know if they have a new one that's announced yet.
Tia and Corey, yeah.
Yeah, Tia and Corey's season was real good. Because
and Viola Davis, I think, was on that one.
Oh, Viola Davis. The reason I like Tia and Corey's story is that I feel like Corey now is getting his shine, but back then he was in Sister was a cultural phenomenon. Like, you know what I mean? Like, with no matter if they worked another day in their life, they will always be known as Sister. Like, that was a smash hit show. So today,
and then Tia's just like girl Melanie from the game. Exactly. So that's cool. And her husband was on an episode there.
Yes.
He was like some random cable guy, like, and one of the. But I love their story because, like, he, you know, just didn't have a job at the time, and she took a chance on him, and then look at them now. It's beautiful.
That's reality TV that I love. Like, I love that type of reality TV. I could watch that all freaking day.
Yeah.
Did we talk about, well, it was kind of, I peeped it before we came on here, but supposedly Travis Scott was like, got caught kissing another girl on a balcony or whatever. But
I posted that right before I went live. That's why I was a couple minutes late.
Yeah.
Because I saw that he posted about it in his Instagram story. He's basically trying to say it's not true. And that people need to mind their business because they're like being trolls or whatever. But yeah, I posted the screenshot from his story. To me, it looked like he was shooting a music video.
It probably something along those lines.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, in Kylie's story, she posted them with like a ring emoji. So now people are like, oh my God, are they engaged? Are they married? What's going on? Are they just trolling us? So who knows?
But we talk about, I know Lala doesn't watch Keeping Up with the Kardashians. I do watch Keeping Up with the Kardashians.
I can't watch them.
And the interaction with Kim and Tristan after the whole cheating thing. We talk about.
I heard that's going on. See, I don't watch the show, but people talk about it so much. It's like I feel like I'm watching it because I know what's going on in the show.
Yeah, I didn't see it, but I am gonna watch it because I want to see how that went down. Because I know that they recorded like Kim getting a phone call when she went into labor, and then like it was like this whole big thing. So I'm interested to see that. I want to see what their interactions are, because even when Tristan was on the show before last season, before all the cheating stuff, before she was even pregnant, I feel like he just didn't really mesh well with the family. You know how you can get the vibe? Like when your boyfriend becomes part of your family, people F with him. Like they be like, oh, Tristan's in the building. It was never them, so I'm
really.
I never got.
They had a lot of men on that show, especially Kim.
Girl.
Like, damn, that show's been on for a minute. Freaking Adrienne Bailon used to be on there back when she was dating Rob. That's how long that show has been on.
Yeah.
I mean, kudos to them securing the bag. They're forever reality show.
Yeah.
All their storylines are that bad.
Yeah. I just be like, because when they have a marathon on, they never show Chris Humphries. So that makes me feel like the Chris Humphries episode, that makes me feel like in their divorce, that was like signed out of the divorce, like they can't replay those episodes.
Yeah.
And then
I will watch the old ones just to see like kind of how it started.
Yeah.
But now it seems like cheesy as hell.
Like when she was dating Reggie, they play those episodes.
What about like when Chloe was like married to Lamar, right?
They play those episodes as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So,
do you watch Growing Up Hip Hop Atlanta?
I don't have the Wii TV.
Oh, that's right. Okay. You should watch on the app, or it's so good.
I have to log into the app. I just have not. What's going on it, though?
So I posted this clip, and I didn't know it was going to get that many comments and views, because everyone's like, ew, why didn't you warn me? So Waka Flocka's mom is Deb, who was on Love and Hip Hop. She got a new, younger boo. And everyone was like, ew, why you post that? Because they like tongue kissing and they like getting it in on the show. I was like, okay.
It was like down to here. I was like, oh.
He's like really sticking out his tongue, and they're like, I'm like, ooh, like. But yeah, so I posted that clip. People didn't appreciate it. Sorry, y'all. If I had to watch, y'all had to watch. Okay. I was like, I'm posting this. So because she's in Jamaica at the moment to support Johnny Blaze, because she's supposed to be shooting her new video with Elephant Man, which I do believe is out now. But then something happened where Elephant Man was doing a festival and he didn't show up. So Johnny had to extend her stay in Jamaica. So she's like, oh, I'll shoot my scenes here and stuff like that. And we can just, wait for him. Then we'll do our scenes together. And then Deb was like, something kind of like how you just can't be going all willy-nilly around Jamaica, just shooting certain things. There's permits and stuff like that. But I don't know. So they clashed because Johnny, that's what she does. Her attitude. And then Deb walked out and was like, I can't do this anymore, because they've clashed before, like plenty of times. And then so she, on that episode, just decided to drop Johnny as like a client. So she's no longer her manager. I don't know if she really did do that. It seems like she did. Johnny was hurt because she looked at Deb as like family and everything. But I'm just like, yo, for your health, you need to just drop her. She's basically saying like Johnny's her own worst enemy. She has a beautiful voice. She could play like several instruments, but she's just so like, you know, this ready to fight, ready to argue, ready to come at people. And Deb's just like, I can't do this anymore. But what's crazy is she meets up with Masika, you know, who used to be on Love and Hip Hop. Now she's on Growing Up Hip Hop Atlanta. And Masika wanted Deb to be her manager. Deb previously said no, because she was managing Johnny, but now she's telling her that she can work with her. So I feel like this is going to get messy because they do show in future clips that Johnny and Masika are going to clash because Masika's still mad that she says when she was pregnant with Fetty Wap's baby, she saw like she saw DMs of Johnny sliding in Fetty's like, you know, messages on Instagram and was just like, according to Masika, Johnny was saying things like, why her? Why'd you choose her? Basically, like, why is she like the baby mama? Why'd you knock her up? And why you want to be with her? And all this stuff. So I'm just like, ooh, child. Like, mind you, while this was going on, it's crazy that I'm watching it on the show now. Because I used to DM with Johnny a lot, like a couple years ago, when she did her stint on Love and Hip Hop. And I knew everything that was going on when her and Fetty were making music. When she was in the studio with Fetty, she told me gossip. So, like, I knew then. So, to see it play out now, Mystique's like, she was DMing my baby daddy. I was like, oh, I knew that. Yeah. I knew when it was happening. I'm like, I knew this shit while it was happening. So. That is super. Because she would just tell me things. She'd be like, you know, don't tell anyone. I'm like, I'm not even like that. Like, I'm not a messy blogger. I'm not going to screenshot our DM and be like, this is what happening. So I was just like, yeah. But yeah, so Masika is just still pissed about that, which she needs to let that go. Because Fetty don't want you either. Like, you got his baby, but he don't want you either. So yeah. And then what else is going on? Oh, Little Bow Wow is doing therapy with his ex Kiyomi. So that seems like it's going to be interesting. You know, he's like suffering. He suffers some like mental health issues.
Like, does he talk like his like?
Yeah. He hasn't talked about that on the show, but they have shown like clips where it seems like he's gonna like freak out. Like that's been like circling around Instagram. Something where he's like, get those cameras out of here, and he like flips out and everything like that. So it seems like he has some type of mental breakdown. I don't know when that episode will air, but right now him and Kiyomi, they're broken up, but they're in counseling trying to work it out. And then he's kind of like uncomfortable. He feels awkward because he's like, I've never done therapy before. I don't feel comfortable telling a therapist all my business and opening up. So he's just like he doesn't want to be there, but he's doing it for her. Yeah. So I don't know. We'll see how that goes, because then he's like, oh, I'm about to get mad. If I get mad, I'm going to walk out. He's just a very impatient little guy. I'm just like, oh man, like you are just something else. But yeah, it's good though. It's good.
I have to.
So you know, DeBrat's also on there. Jermaine Dupri. They show them from time to time. So.
And Nella, I seen what you said, girl. I'm gonna sign your DMs. I saw what you said, girl. I'm gonna hit you up.
What?
She gonna put me down on her password so I can watch
it. Nice. Do we have time? Because I wanted to. Did you hear about JWoww? Her son has autism.
No, I didn't hear that.
Yeah.
Wow.
That must be hard, because her and Roger are already having issues, you know, since she filed for divorce. Yeah. And the fact that, you know, you're dealing with a child that has autism, that must be like really hard for them as a family. So I'm like, oh.
You know, y'all will hear me say this all the time. I know people have their feelings about it, but this is why I say, as adults, we have all the sound decisions to make the right choices in life. Mm-hmm. And when these kids, as a married couple, they need to put their issues aside, pause that divorce, and do what's best for that child and help that child get through it. Like, that's the part of marriage that sucks. I hate to say it, but like being in a relationship, a long-term relationship with somebody you love, is not peaches and cream every day, right?
It is work.
It is super work. I mean, like, hard-ass work. And the good...
Hence why I'm single.
And the good days...
I ain't got time.
But when the bad days come around, that's when y'all need each other the most. So I hope that they work that out I hope that might bring them together. And I feel like people be so quick to throw their relationship out. Like, it's not going to be peaches every freaking day. It's just not. That's not how it works out.
This ain't TV. So.
Yeah, exactly.
That's crazy.
TV.
But Jersey Shore is really good, though. Yeah, I don't know if you're watching it. Like, Ronnie's really going through it with the baby mama. They break up every other day. In the latest episode, she sent him a picture of Sam and her new boyfriend.
What?
And I was like, oh, that is messy. Like, a screenshot of Sam and her new man. And you know, Sam and Ron went through their drama. And then she was like, this is how happy I'm going to be with my new man who's going to raise your daughter. I was like, damn. Like, his baby mama is vicious, yo.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it's crazy. And then Mike and Snooki, I thought this was, like, really interesting. Since, you know, we're both from Jersey, we already know this. They had this whole debate. Is it called pork roll or tail of ham? I was dying. I was like, yo.
What do you call it?
You must, because you're from South Jersey, right?
Yeah.
That's why. So was Mike. It's tail of ham, egg, and cheese.
Really? I call it pork roll.
We don't go to a place and be like, let me have a pork roll, Sarah. I'm like, what? And they was like going at it. So he was like, you're wrong. No, it's tail of ham. I was like, yeah, it's tail of ham. He was like, no, it's pork roll. Paulie in the corner just like.
Because the thing is, right, the funny thing is, I feel like tail of ham is the bougie version because that's the name brand. Because you can get ShopRite pork roll. Like, you know, like you can get like the off-name brand, but tail of ham is the company that is like the original.
I never heard of that. It's divided up. It's like half of Jersey. It's the South Jersey thing. I was like, we don't order it. Even on menus, it's tail of ham, egg, and cheese.
That is funny.
Salt, pepper, ketchup. But yeah. Wait, what?
It's always one. So much.
I think Mike, he starts his, January 15th, his 8-month prison sentence, you know, for the tax evasion. So it's only 8 months, though. He'll be awesome.
I can't believe the lawyer couldn't get that, like, thrown out for probation or house arrest.
I think they were trying to make an example out of him.
Yeah.
Then his brother got a longer sentence, too, right?
Yeah.
I think, I think they gave him a break because of who he is. So I think he should be lucky that he only got the 8 months because I feel like it could have been some years. So he's probably lucky that he just got that.
Yeah. Did you watch Married at First Sight, Happily Ever After?
I think I might be behind on that because I can't remember. Did Shanice have her baby on the show yet?
This episode, but last episode we didn't talk about it. She was in that car in full-blown labor.
Oh, I thought we did talk about that. Yeah. Ooh.
And she scared the hell out of me. She was scaring me. I was like, oh.
My vagina started hurting. I was like, oh, no.
I'm like,
push it back inside. She made me not. I was just like, see, this is all I have kids. I was like, I can't.
She was underneath, like, you know, on the passenger side, like where the glove compartment, she was crouched down underneath of there, like in pain. I was like, oh, honey, if that is how it is. And the fact that they had nothing together, it's like, I think the baby came a little bit early, but like the crib's not set up, the baby bag, you know, that should be packed because you could be due any day now. So if she starts having contractions, you should have this stuff packed already so you can grab it and go to the hospital. But it's like they weren't prepared. It's just like they're probably thinking, oh, we have time. Nah, you don't have time. Hey. It snuck up on them. But that looked painful as hell. I was like, I'm not ready. It's super painful. But you know what? I ain't messing with Jepti. They bring a baby home, talk about I'm ready to have another baby. You didn't want to be with her last week. I was like, what, Jepti? He ready to have another baby, but meanwhile, he's sleeping with other chicks, right? Because she found condoms. Yes. And that's why she took the wedding rings. But I had a good close friend to say to me, like, if you are on the rocks with your significant other, don't let that baby euphoria mistake that y'all are in a good place again. And I see it with a lot of people that aren't really together, and then the baby comes, and then they be like, oh, the baby, and we're going to work it out. And then, like, 6 months later, they be like, nah, F them. Or don't have a baby to keep the man. We have, like, 10 seconds, but... All right, guys.
We'll see you guys next week. I'm just letting it run out.